I want Khamzat to fight McGregor. That's a legacy fight for Khamzat. Hey, maybe it'll be at 185. Conor did tease this, and we saw it when he was on tough with Chandler. But you know what? I prefer it at welterweight. If Khamzat can make the weight safely, that would be a good matchup. I think the build-up between the two would sell more than the fight itself, which is saying something. And I'm really extending this to all branches of merchandise. You see, you need those road tours and legendary press conferences to build hype and intrigue for the fight. That's what builds hype, not the fights in and of themselves. This is why press conferences have gotten so corny since Conor left. There's literally no storylines anymore, so no intrigue. People don't want to invest their time learning a fighter's style, let alone story, because 99% aren't optimized for market, so they end up coming across as really boring. This is why the UFC needs a press conference and press tour with McGregor, Khamzat, Covington, and Zakir. That side of MMA needs to be reignited again. I have many fond memories of that time in my life when the press conferences and the press tours would go hard. It made us amped for the fights. Kids in school should be amped for MMA the way the kids were and never back down. That's the movie that contributes a lot to many MMA journeys anyway. You need to ask why the kids don't even want to take up MMA at school level. It's most of the time the guys that taking it on after the sport didn't work out, so maybe the guys who just need the cash. And that's true for the guys in the ring and back of the stage. We need more kids wanting to do MMA at school level, because this is what is going to drive the growth of the sport. Yes, there needs to be sponsorship and cultivation at grassroots level for this to take place, but interest needs to be measured first. This is why I say cultural interest is very important. Look, Khamzat and DDP would make me happy. Literally two of my favorite fighters of all time going at it in my country, real rumble in the jungle, in the first ever UFC in Africa. I'm crying regardless. I'm just trying to do good by the UFC for making my wish come true. You're going to make more money bringing AP here to fight DDP. Alex is a shaman. Send him to Orlando Pirates in an Orlando Pirates game and watch what happens. You won't be worried about pay-per-view buys. People are going to be hanging from trees, holding up traffic. The streets will be quiet when Alex fights. Trust me. DDP said it himself. He just wants to defend his belt. He wants to build his legacy and doesn't care about who his opponent is. I respect the stance, but I'm saying if he fights brother Khamzat in Africa, then he still needs to fight Alex down the road anyway. I believe if Khamzat loses, it renders his career short prematurely. I believe he was already treated unfairly within his career already. I would not like to take the chance of seeing a loss on his record at middleweight, especially when I see him as being robbed of the title at welterweight. I think Khamzat got lost in red tape at welterweight. I think a Conor fight cuts through all of that, especially since I see Khamzat as true UFC welterweight champion. For the UFC, if Khamzat loses, he comes back to welterweight and works. If he loses at middleweight, what next? Will not be too late to rebrand him into welterweight. I think the Conor fight makes the most sense for Khamzat. Mind the payday, it makes sense for Conor as well. The crews love Conor, as do many South Africans. He has a huge fan base here, especially a lot of untapped market for his products and new products lines. This is widely known.